just need to clean it up, screw it down to the table, you know? So I just ground back all the poopy bits so it sits flat. I'm going to glue all these hunks of wood in so it stops it from flexing, and when I use the perspex, anyway, I'll show you. I know it looks a bit like the start of a slot car track, but it's not. This is how I'm going to do the
top window frame.
First I'm going to, I've just gone over this with 400 grit. I did a bodgy extension because where the pillars were, I had all this wood holding the window in shape. So I just, yeah, I've made it bodgy, sorry. But it should be good enough. Before I screw a whole bunch of junk into the table so I can flex some perspex in here, I want to make a fiberglass part that follows the entire curve, and that's what I'm going to use on the hoop that holds all the window together. She's a little bit funny, but it should be fine. It feels really smooth. But yeah, there's a little bit of a hump there, but that's because the center window actually protrudes out a few mil, and I tried to blend it here and here so that the hoop that I make looks nice. But it'll be easy to fix the hoop up later with some bog, and it's the same thing I've done everywhere, just heaps of grinding. It was pretty hard bogging to the table. I had to keep catching it while it was going off to scrape the excess from here, so that's why this line looks a little bit wonky. We'll see how that looks at the end, but it's nothing I can't fix. Now I've got to clean all this up again, and then this is just PVA mold release, no wax or anything. I actually prep soled it before I put the PVA mold release on, and that seemed to work fine. I'll hose this off.
This tool works way better than the bandsaw.
Okay, this is a massive experiment. Hopefully it holds its shape in there, but I'm thinking I'm going to need to press chunks of wood into it.
Using the top edge of the new template, so I made a bunch of strips like this. It took me about an hour and a half to do the first bend with the heat gun, so the heat gun was way too slow. This way's faster. I was surprised the perspex didn't get cloudy at all. While I was doing it, I was tempted to try doing it on the big sheets of perspex to see if I could bend a big sheet like this. The heat gun was good when I was going against the mold, and just to keep the perspex from cooling down. I just used anything around me to hold it against the mold. By the time I got to the last piece, I was really getting heaps of heat into it, and it worked way better, real floppy. I was really impressed with the perspex. It was so forgiving. I'm looking forward to experimenting more with it.
Alright, so I don't know what I was expecting, but I'm pretty sure she's going to bounce back out. You can see everywhere where I haven't got something pushing on it, whenever it cools down, it starts to lift up like that.
That's because I didn't get enough heat into it.
So it looks like I'm going to have to make a thing to push into that thing.
I'm just waxing it up here. so the fiberglass releases from it. I even waxed the curved perspex just in case. I cut heaps of slithers of wood.
Okay, I think I've got all the fiberglass ready to go. I'm nervous as hell because I've only waxed this. I didn't put any PVA mold release because I'm too impatient to wait for it to dry off. It takes lots of guts to get a glass up like this done, I think, because you don't know how it's going to go. I've got a million different...
Three.
Okay, I don't have a million different contingencies, but I've got a few ideas of what I'm going to encounter. So I've cut a whole bunch of wood, and I've got some bodgy screws, a drill, and another tech gun. And I'm expecting I'm going to need to put a couple of relief cuts because I want to go 6 layers like that, then 2 layers that fold over and do the U, the channel shape, and then I've got another 6 to go onto the back side, and then I've got to wet out a lot of fiberglass really quick. I'm gonna wet it out on the table, go bum 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 bum, and hopefully I can get it all squashed in together before it goes off. I'll make it a little bit weaker. It's not that hot today, but it's still pretty warm. Taking the bookmark up, see if we can bend it. Looking promising, and not promising. This is a channel that I'm fiberglassing in now. And I know it looks like nothing, but it'll all make sense. These are some bonus sheets just to go over my relief cuts. I don't know how I'm going to get these chunks of perspex out, but I'll figure out a way. So I can see it wants to squash in more. Movement there. Actually going a lot smoother than I thought it would.
All in one piece. That is absolutely perfect.
So this lip here is going to key into the top window there. And that. Have to somehow make it so it joins to there. And then this one is going to be extended out that way and this way, which is why that piece of wood is up there. It's not fitting at the moment, but it will fit. It's because it's all on the outside of the window at the moment and it's a tight fit. But that thing is going to triangulate, so there'll be side pillars at the back of the framed windows on the sides, and then it'll go to the pillar, and then it'll be triangle, it'll be held there, and then from the two bits at the back. God, I'm hopeless at describing stuff.